Hey everybody, how you doing? It is NJP Rick out here in the workshop, and yeah, it's been a while since I made a video. I realize that, other than the live streams, of course. And on the workshop here, you can hear the wind chimes going in the background. A little windy outside today. There, now you can hear them. Actually, it's not today; it's nighttime. It's as you can see. Look, it's dark outside. You can see outside the window. Anyway, what is this I got on the bench going here? This is well, some people just call this a turntable or a lazy Susan or something like that, but this turntable, this has some magic qualities to it. And you're going to see in just a moment what I'm talking about here. And you may see a box of stuff just off camera here, and wondering what that's doing there, what that is, and what's this all about. Well, we'll get on with it. And then, like I said, this turntable has some special qualities about it. It can transform material, just put it that way. Let's take this box full of random stuff. What is all this stuff? I got a motor in here and stuff like that. I don't know. What do you think? Should we let's start the magic table spinning and see what happens. This is a magic transformation. Fasten your seatbelts, because here we go. Yes, it is necessary to spin this by hand. You have to keep it going. I got the inexpensive model. There's a motorized version of this available too, but I got the manual one, so I have to do this by hand. Oh, look at that. It's starting to change. Oh, well. Look at that. The transformation is happening right before your very eyes on the magic turntable here. And let's let it finish for a couple seconds. Voila! What is this? This, my friends, is a little 3018 CNC router engraver machine. And it's 3018 because it's 300 millimeters wide, 30 centimeters, by 180 millimeters deep, 18 centimeters, 3018. So it's a CNC machine, and I'm looking forward to messing around with this thing a little bit. So the magic turntable has been really nice to NJP this evening. So let's see what we can do with this little 3018 CNC machine. All right. All the joking aside, I've got the machine all set up here, up and running. Got the you can hear the little fan buzzing in it. You can hear it over the wind chimes. But anyway, this is the little 3018, and I have it set up with end stop switches. It doesn't come stock with those, but I did build those in there. So what you're looking at here on the little screen is this is the best I can do. This is an old Dell Inspiron 1150 computer. This thing is 16 years old, and it's perfect for what I've got going on here with this program. It runs GRBL perfectly fine, and it runs the CNC machine very well. So first thing I want to do is this button right here is the homing button, and if you watch the machine in the big picture, I hit the button and automatically it starts moving things around. You probably hear the stepper motors moving around. Just to the home point stops, and now it just comes just off the switch, and now the machine is zeroed out. This is what's called machine home, and this blue tip on here does come off of the bit. I've got it on it for protection purposes right now, and for some reason or another, the Z-axis did not home. Let's try homing that once again. There we go. There we go. So now everything is homed. The Z-axis is homed up to the top most. This is off to the X-axis is off to the left as far as it'll go, and the Y-axis is as far in as it'll go. Now you have to invert this just a little bit. By moving the table this way, you're actually moving the design this way. If that makes any sense to you. So if I push the up arrow, it's probably something I don't want to do, but Yes, it is what I want to do. If I push the down arrow, it's going to bottom out and going to alarm on me. But if I hit the up arrow, it's going to move the head this direction, but it's actually going to move the bed this direction. If that makes any sense, watch this. There, now that in effect moved the tip from here to here. Every time I push that, it's 10 millimeters that it moves. And the same thing with the y-axis or the x-axis. I got my x and y's mixed up here. Y-axis moves 10 millimeters each time I do that. 4 times, it'll move 40 millimeters. And then stop. And the z-axis, you know what? I can actually reset that to a different size too. I can move that so that it is actually moving 5 millimeters at a time. I feel a little safer this way. And that's, believe me, when the z-axis is coming down and it's coming up against the bare aluminum table, you see that coming down. It's like, stop. So now I've got everything all pooched up, don't I? Well, it's very easy to fix this. Just hit the home button once again, let the machine take over, and do what it's got to do. So neat the way the machine just knows. It just knows where everything is supposed to be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the cameras for a moment, get a piece of wood and put in there, and let's run a test pattern on this thing and see how it does. Alright, as you can see, I've got the machine homed out. It's at machine home. Now I'm going to tell you the difference between machine home and user home. This is machine home. This is where the machine sits at home. It's against the stops. And you don't want to start cutting your pattern from here because you're going to crash right into this mount. That's not going to be a good day when you do that. So what we want to do is, first of all, you watched me when I put this on here. You want to make sure that this edge is completely flush with the edge of the table. This is your 0 point right here. You want to start off here, and what you want to do now is take the x-axis, and let's move this up to a little bit faster movement. Let's go to 5 millimeters per press. I'm going to press that to move it to the right. Let's go 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be 40 millimeters. And that puts us right about where we want to be right there. I'm not going to have to move the y-axis at all because it's at 0 right there. So it's where it wants to be. Now I want to move the z-axis down. Alright, 5 millimeters is a little bit quick for that movement, so let's move that down to 1 millimeter. And I got a little piece of paper here, and the piece of paper is basically a shim to tell me when I'm close enough to the piece of wood. And I'm actually close enough to it now. So I need to go up just a little bit. There we go. Actually, I wasn't. I had the paper bent. There we go. Let's try a piece that's not crinkled. And there we go. Now I'll bring the z-axis down just a little bit. Remember, I'm only moving at 1/10 of a millimeter at a time when I do this. So it's a very, very, very small increment. And that should do it. Well, we kind of cut into the paper a little bit, but that's okay. So we're going to set the z-axis as home right there. Set that home. And we're going to set the x and y-axis at home at that location. Now we're ready to cut the pattern. Let's start the spindle up. And we're going to hit refresh. And we're going to send, which is going to execute the program on the machine, and the machine will take over from here. Okay, I did stop the machine manually because when it goes to the NJP bit, it's going to be off the board up here. I didn't put a big enough piece of wood in here so it would run that way. So I stopped the machine before it would do any damage. If you run it off the board and you try to run it back in, you're going to break your bit off. And this one appears to be getting a little bit dull to begin with. But let's home the machine. I'm going to abort the program at the moment. We'll do a reset. And let's send everything back home to machine home. And with woodworking, you got to have a piece of sandpaper handy at all times because you just never know when you're going to need it. But you can see the machine is sending everything back to its home position, the machine home position. Which, looking at this, I could have probably gotten away with starting this cut right on this home position. I don't think we would have crashed into that, but I didn't want to take a chance on it, so I did move everything off to the side a little bit. And I could compensate for that by moving the piece over. So there's a lot of different things you can do to fix little issues like this. And you got to remember, I'm a noob at this. Total noob, just beginning. Let's go to 5mm per press. Let's move this board out a little bit. I have no idea how many times I pressed the button. But that should be just a little bit more. 7 more. That's 35mm. Just enough to get it out in the light so you guys can see what's going on. So I hit it with a little bit of sandpaper. And I think you guys can pretty much see what's going on here. I'm pretty impressed with this little machine. This thing is, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this thing. I'm going to make a lot of useful things with it, I believe. But for now, I think I'm going to end the video and say thanks, guys, for watching. And watching me fail. I mean, I didn't really fail. I just, I should have moved the board up just a little bit more and centered the image a little bit more. Then we could have got the NJP in there. But, hey, details. Live and learn, right? So, it could have been worse. We could have crashed. Not like that's ever happened before. But, all right. Thanks for watching. I'm going to jump out of here and get this video edited, get it posted for you guys. Talk to you soon. And, of course, as always, until we talk again, whatever it is in life you do, keep on doing what it is you do. That was very uncool.